Blessings. I'm sorry, I think it started too late. Shalom and blessings, my brothers and sisters, beloved of Yahuwah, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. I am going to be continuing on with our lessons from the lie, Remember, the truth will set you free by Brother Lou White. We are going to be doing video number 14 today. It starts with, we're going to be talking about the festivals of Yahuwah, the feast days. First day of MATSAH, High Shabbat, first month, day 15. The 7-day observance called unleavened bread, MATSAH, is a shadow of redemption that pictures the removal of the moldy, puffed-up teaching authority of men from our hearts, so our hearts are able to receive the pure, clean teachings of Yahusha, free of the corrupting ideas of men. The first night of MATSAH, the 15th day of the first moon, recalls how Yahuwah slew the firstborn of man and beast in Mitzrayim, about 1450 BCE, bringing Yasharal or Israel and other enslaved peoples out of the land of their captivity. Their hearts were filled with Mitzrayim or Egyptian culture, and their moldy leaven had to be purged. The next one is first fruits. Morrow after the weekly Shabbat, when Omer was waved, the wave sheaf, foreshadowed the resurrection of Yahusha, because his body is the first fruits of many to be clothed in immortality. Seventh day of Matzah, second annual High Shabbat, immersion Yam Suf or Yam Suf, creation out of waters, the great flood, and our covenant immersion act, death to sin, death to the flesh. Pretty much becoming a spiritual being. Shabuot or Pentecost, third annual High Shabbat. Mashiach circumcision of the heart, our covenant oath, the good seed receiving a love for the truth. This is the wedding anniversary of the marriage covenant between Yahuwah and Yasharal. It is not a birthday party. The physical manifestation of the name appeared on the 120 Nazarene as tongues of fire, and was another appearing of the Shekinah, Yahuwah indwelling his people, the Ruach HaKodesh. The giving of Torah at Sinai explains what was happening here, as the Torah was then written in men's hearts. He inscribes a love for the truth and a love for the Torah on our hearts. Yom Teruah, or the Day of the Shout, fourth annual High Shabbat. Last trump of warning for all occupants of earth or arets to hear, but to Yasharal a recognized call to assemble. It is a shadow of the resurrection of the dead, followed by those living to assemble at the time of the return of Yahusha. Those in this resurrection will rule with him for 1,000 years. It is also a warning of the coming of the reapers, or Malachim, who will come 10 days later on the day of Yahuwah. Yom KAFAR, 5th annual High Shabbat. Day of national redemption foreshadows the day of Yahuwah. On the 10th day of the 7th moon, the day of Yahuwah will commence with the release of Malachim, or messengers, to take out all the offending ones, both physical and spiritual, like the wheat and the tares. Many prophets, Psalm 91 and Acts 17, discuss this day. The only ones protected will be those sealed for the day of redemption. It is the final choice to overcome the mind of the flesh. First day of SUKKOTH, 6th annual High Shabbat. Sojourning in tents of flesh, fed with living bread from Shamayim, or heavens, clothed with immortality. Now for Sukkot, you will dwell in a tent for a week. 8 days altogether. And just sing praises to Yahuwah, and just live as the Mitzrites did when they were taken out of the land of their captivity, and Yahuwah had them in the desert in tents. So it's a reminder to us, and it's a shadow of things to come in the future. 8th day of Sukkot, last great day, 7th annual High Shabbat. Foreshadows the Messianic kingdom reign and the wedding feast of the Lamb. The bride is preparing for his coming. You can find this at fossilizedcustoms.com/redemption.html. It's because we have a light in us.
Yeah, but it's like stuff that doesn't even really pertain to us or like matter. What are you supposed to do about it?
Pray for them.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all we can do. People have started coming up to my husband more often now since his immersion. So he's not knowing really what to do. The festivals of Yahuwah are the shadows Paul or Shaul explained were of things to come, because they are the outline, the plan of our redemption. For example, the Galatians were falling back into their former ways, their practices before Shaul came and taught them the plan of deliverance. They were formerly pagans, but today's seminary order or ordained teachers to equivocate obedience to the 10 words of Yahuwah with heresy, feeding on lawlessness. Yahusha will meet many who will claim they have done many great works in his name, but all their works will have been done in futility. Yirmiyahu 16:19. His yoke is light and easy to obey. Those who do not obey his commandments do not know or belong to him. 1 Yehukanan 2:4. Question: why does the Greek word Chistianos mean something different today than it did in the original context of 2,000 years ago? Origin of word Christian. Chistianos becomes OF-MF. Christian, which is the dial of Valois and Savoy, becomes Cretan, a congenital idiot of the Alps, whence Cretan, whence Cretan, derivative F Cretanisme becomes Cretanism. Cretanus is, however, of E formation. F dial Cretan was at first used in pity, only later. And it has CHRAST, and then with EN at the end, and the word Christian, etc. Chromatic chrome, whence and this IL chromium, and you can find this at TorahZone.net. FossilizedCustoms.com/Christianity.html. You can also find it there. Okay, question. Is Yahusha the living Elohim, Al Shaddai? Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last, the living one. I was dead, and behold, now I am alive forever and ever, and I hold the keys of death and of Hades. Revelation 1:17 through 18. That's going to be the end of this lesson for today. I am waiting somewhat patiently on my Sefer and Sepharim books to come. My husband is a little upset and mad because he keeps checking out the door to make sure that they're here, because with other apartments it's kind of difficult, and we worry that they'll think it's not books, and somebody will just pick it up. So we've never had the issue ourselves, but we worry about it. So my husband's been running out the door to check and make sure that it's not left anywhere.
That's not good.
So
Just dumped a bunch of water.
I will be hopefully having new lessons tomorrow from the Sefer and the Sepharim books.
Wow.
And you can let me know in the comments which one you guys want me to start with when they get here. There will be the Book of the Shamayim, the Heavens. That was one of the ones that it's really been on my heart to share with you guys. So I was thinking about starting with the Book of the Shamayim, and then maybe putting some videos in from the Sefer as well. The other books that I got were Hayavoth, which is the Book of the Fathers, the collection of early assembly writings, Bereshit, Beginnings. Josephus, Kadmath Yahudim, Antiquities book. Josephus, Milkamath, Yahudim, Wars. Talmudium, the epistles with Hebraic concepts. Besorah, the four gospels. The Sepharim book with Hebraic concepts. The lexicon, names and places. Parshat, Torah portions, Torah, half Torah, and Besorah portions. Oh my goodness. Yom Kodesh, the Hebraic calendar with the feast, fast, and Torah portions. 3rd edition. And they have another book that I'm kind of iffy about teaching you guys that came in the Dr. P or Dr. Pigeon's library of the Sepharim books, and it's called Chiroglyphics. It's reading Egyptian hieroglyphics, but I don't take this into the Hebrew teachings. I don't take this into the Nazarene teachings. This book is just included with the rest of them, and it would have cost more to order them separately than to get them all together. You get a huge discount ordering them together because it's $2.90 for all 10 books. But if you order them separately, each book is $35 a piece. Or there's one of them, the Yom Kodesh, that has the Hebraic calendar. That one was $25. But if you were to order them separately, it would cost exorbitantly more. But I just wanted to add that in the end of this video so you guys can help me decide which to start with. Whatever one you guys think, I will start with. I love you all, brothers and sisters, beloved chosen ones of Yahuwah. Shalom and blessings.
Wow, that was just not...